Welcome back to my garden. My name is Diane, and today we'll be doing a garden tour of my backyard garden. My garden is in Northeast Pennsylvania, Zone 7A. Today is July 5th. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's start over here with my potted tomato. This is the Valentine grape tomato in this pot, and I have some marigold in here. I do have to do some trimming up as we've had a lot of rain, and I see that the bottom of this uh, plant needs some attention. It is flowering, so I am expecting to get some tomato real soon. This is our favorite uh, small cherry type tomato. Two pots with thyme, here are my chives in this little container, and is squirrel proof. Over here I have the oregano. Comes back every year or reseeds every year. And in this container I have my amaranth. This is the amaranth. I discovered last year that the bugs love it, so I've decided to net it this year so that we're able to get a harvest and be able to cook some of our amaranth, aka callaloo. I do have a couple of pots if my coleus. Now these are the coleus that I started from seed. I was really concerned that they would not grow because they took a long time to germinate, and they grew very slowly. Let me show you the other pot that I have. Here it is on the other side of the patio. It's beautiful. And I do have some planted out by my mailbox area. Actually, I just transplanted those yesterday on July 4th. So, like I said, garden season has been slow for me. Some more of the coleus in this spot as well. All right, let's take a look at what else we have growing in pots. Here I have my sweet potatoes, and these only went in maybe June 21st, the weekend of June 21st, because the bags weren't ready and it was rain and all sort of stuff. It's just been, anyway, no complaints, no complaints. So I have the Murasaki sweet potato, but the most of the slips were the Beauregard. So I have four bags with my sweet potato. And I'm going to have them going up the trellis here because I don't want them sprawling all over the ground. Over here are two of the three pots with regular potato. This is my first year growing potato, and I have to dig down to see if they're ready. No experience with potato. Actually, in this pot right here, these potatoes was from store-bought potatoes that started sprouting inside, and I decided to put them in and see what happens. Now, here's a little tower that I planted up with some uh, bush beans and a couple of cucumbers, and it looks as if, let me see, it's not in focus, stuff are starting to sprout. We're getting some sprout. It's only been a few days and we're getting some sprouts. In this half-barrel container, I have the Fresno chili peppers, 2 of them. And as you see, we have some fruits going on these. And in the back, I have a holy basil. And in the front here, I have some marigold. And in this other pot, we have the coreopsis. I just deadheaded it a few days ago. We have a Swiss chard and the escamillo pepper. It has started to put on fruit. This is my first time growing escamillo, as well as the Fresno chili peppers. And over here I have 2 bush bean plants, as well as some bunching onions. Spot in the corner down here. In the front, I have the red Sorvino chili, as well as the Serrano chili in the back, and an early jalapeno. This is not fruiting or anything yet, but I can see that the Serrano chili has started fruiting. In this pot, I have my overwintered pepper. It is supposed to be a Scotch bonnet, but looking at the fruits, it's looking kind of gnarly. Look at that stinger. I know it's not a stinger. Look at that at the end. Oh my God, what is this? It was a Scotch bonnet last year. Well, let's see what it turns out to be this year. All right. Over in this container, I have 2 sweet peppers. They're supposed to be the pimento peppers. They are not fruiting yet, but I do see a couple of flowers, a couple of blossoms coming on. I did have difficulty with this pepper last year with blossom and rot. So we'll see how we fare this year. Now in this pot, I have 3 peppers. This one is the pumpkin spice jalapeno. I got the seeds from Baker Creek a few years ago. So this is a pumpkin spice jalapeno, and it is flowering. And over here I have the Sugar Rush peach and the ahi mango. In this pot I have a volunteer pepper. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm sure we will find out together. Now let's take a look at my main pepper bed. Actually, let's take a look at my jalapeno pepper bed. So in the front here I have some snapdragons that I should have staked. we have the Jalapeno Megatron, and it is fruiting. I think I need to harvest some of these so that it can put on more fruit. This is the Jalapeno Megatron. I have four peppers, 4 plants. And then the Alafuego. I believe I do have 4 plants of that. And that is fruiting as well. These are just regular jalapeno, and they're fruiting. And in the back, I have a few more early jalapeno, and they are also starting to put on some fruit. So, and of course, I have lots of volunteer dill. Lots of volunteer dill. Didn't plant any of this year. All volunteer. I have some herbs potted up. This is mint. This is rosemary. And this is creeping thyme. That should be in the ground. Not what possessed me. Not sure what possessed me to put it in a pot. But here we are. This is another mint. Check that. This is thyme. This is lemon verbena in this little pot. And this is stevia here. Now this popped up, and Google Lens said it is red sunflower. So I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna let it be and see what happens. I have lemongrass in this pot. I started this from seed as well. Carrots. I got to check to see if it's time to harvest. I don't remember. I have to check my book to see when I sowed the seeds. And we have a volunteer tomato over there. So let's go ahead and take a look at this bed. I have the buttercup squash, and then I have the butternut squash planted here, as well as 2 San Marzano tomato plants and the Thornburn terracotta tomato as well. This is a beefsteak, and all of these needs to be trimmed back and tied up. I haven't done that yet. Okay, let's see. I do have some bachelor's button growing in here, and I did transplant one of these small sunflower in this bed. And of course my purple coneflower. Bachelor's button. It's looking beautiful. My 3 pots with my raspberries that the birds have been enjoying because I did not cover them. So the birds are enjoying these raspberries. All right. So this pepper back there, that is the big red bell. These are this is an escamillo, I believe. This one is an escamillo, and I see that the pepper was knocked off. The Escamilla pepper was knocked off. I'm not sure if it was the storm or what, but pepper was knocked off. And this is the Carmen pepper. And look at that big pepper back there. I wanted to get red. This is a Carmen, and I do have to put them in a cage to protect them. And these two up front, these two here are the Adversity. Let me see if there's anything happening in terms of blossoms and fruiting on the Adversity. Not yet. Not yet. And a few of the onions that I left in that were not affected by the and a few of the onions that I left in that were not affected by the leaf miner, they are starting to bulb up. I do have 3 eggplants. I have the black long, I believe. I gotta check that. But I have 2 of the ping tong. Those are the Chinese long eggplants. So 3 eggplants up here. I have a citronella back there to help with the mosquito control. Here's one of the sunflowers that I planted out, that I transplanted out last week. Another one over here. Another one of the sunflower over here. And back there, it's just garlic chives and some leeks. That's back there. Oh no. Here are the black beans that I planted out in this bed after I harvested the garlic. And they have already come up, as well as some of the beets. You can see the beets have all sprouted. I have another citronella back there, as well as some purple cone flowers for the pollinators. In the back, I have the 2 giant Marconi peppers. They're not, oh, they just started blooming. Giant Marconi. Two giant Marconi. And my Lisa pepper. Not looking so great. I mean, it's growing, but it's slow. Got some basil. And here is my gorgeous cucumber that's in this container. It is the Diva cucumber that I got from Johnny's Seeds. And I am hoping that this year I will get at least 1 cucumber because last year all of my cucumber plantings were devastated by the cucumber beetle. So hoping that this year I am able to enjoy some cucumber. This is my Super Sweet 100 plant in this container. And I have not pruned back anything yet on any of my tomatoes. So that is on the to-do list. And here is the blue curled Scotch kale. Isn't it gorgeous? I have to come out and harvest before the critters do. Of course, I have netted it. Here's the celery. And this Swiss chard is looking very tired. I'm going to trim back and see what happens. I did fertilize the other day. Still looking tired. My chamomile patch, my volunteer chamomile patch, I think it needs to be trimmed back. I'm going to see if I can harvest anything out of this and clean up this area in terms of the chamomile. All volunteer chamomile. I sowed a couple of red Russian kale seeds and they are coming along nicely. Here is the other cucumber plant, the Diva cucumber plant. Gonna have to put some compost around the roots. This is my other spaghetti squash. My other volunteer tomato, I'm not sure what it is. And another citronella. And here are the okra. The okra have sprouted. I'm gonna thin them. All right, I took off the net so that we can get a good look at the Georgia collards. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm gonna come out and harvest. I don't know what it is, but it seems like my garden has been overrun by earwigs this year. They're everywhere, everywhere, and eating everything. Oh my gosh. Now this is the other pot with the potato. Some of the branches did fall over in the storm, but it's still chugging along. Now in this bed I have a number of things, maybe too much. I have the, okay, see if we can get a shadow out of this one. I have a butternut squash. This is the mini ones. I have 2 of those. I'm actually going to thin to just 1 plant per hole. And I have this gorgeous, gorgeous basil. Look at that. It smells so good. I just touched it. It smells so good. And I have 2 Scotch bonnet peppers. These I started from seed this year. And my mislabeled, I think this is a Fresno chili, because I mislabeled it as Scotch bonnet, but it is looking like the Fresno chili. Yeah. And in the back here I have 3 red ember cayenne peppers. And they're starting to fruit already. This is a red ember cayenne pepper, fruiting very nicely. This is the holy basil. Smells so good, so good. Of course, comes back every year. I don't have to plant this. Here are the bush beans that I have in this little container over here. I hope you enjoy my garden tour. And if you have any suggestions, just make it in the comment section below. Thank you for your time today. I'm going to try to make sure that I give you an update in about 2 weeks. And I'm leaving you with something gorgeous to look at. Until the next video, please comment and subscribe to my channel to help me grow. Please like the video. Appreciate that. Bye for now.